Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid.
Hello.
We're here. It's quite a week.
Oh, man.
But we're here.
If you saw our Instagram post or Twitter post, you know that every single one of Alaina's every single one of Alaina's kids are homesick.
Yeah, we are 9 days into kindergarten.
And going strong.
So far, we're killing it, which I had a feeling because... You know, we have a pandemic baby.
Yeah.
Our youngest is a pandemic baby, so her immune system has not been exposed to everything that our twins' immune systems were exposed to by 2 years old.
Right.
So we had a feeling, and our doctor had told us, you know, this is going to be happening with pandemic babies. So if you have one, like, just be aware, especially if you have older siblings there, they might be fine going to school. And picking something up like RSV, which is a thing that's out there now. It's a respiratory virus. And they'll bring it home and they might not have any symptoms because their immune system might be good enough to just like chill it out.
Right.
But they'll pass it to that pandemic baby because that pandemic baby can't handle it. And then that pandemic baby will pass it back to them in a different form if you don't quarantine them away from each other.
Yay!
Which is what we did. So they brought it home, passed it to pandemic baby, and then pandemic baby gave it right back to them.
And now it's just a countdown of when they pass it to us.
Which I know I'm going to be the last to get it because
you're always the last
because
one.
I make sure everybody else is good, and then my body allows me to get it.
Usually I like stick around and I like play the iPad and I like touch the things. Today I'm just like not in a vibe to get sick. So after this recording I might be dipping.
Yeah, she's gonna get the hell out of here.
I think I'm just gonna run out of here because that last illness
with some Lysol spray.
Yeah, I'm literally just gonna like spray a trail of Lysol behind me.
Yeah, it's. Kids, especially when they're going back to school, it's a real game of like roulette here. We just don't know what we're going to get on any given day. So
fun.
It could be so much worse. So I will take everybody being just
Sniffly
having a nasty cold over anything else. So we'll get through it. We have lots of Pedialyte, lots of popsicles. Lots of iPad time, which is something they don't usually get. So they're like, hell yeah.
They're living their best life with this iPad time.
Yeah, they're very excited. And yeah, lots of snuggles so that I get nice and sick. But yeah, so that's why I know this first episode of the week is like really late in the week. It wasn't meant to be that way. It just, wow, this week got crazy.
Every time we try to say like, oh my God, we're going to get on a schedule. Life is like, no, you're not.
Life just kicks us in the
Life's
ass.
like, psych.
So we're just going to maintain that we are definitely going to try. It's just, we'll see when that can happen.
Tuesdays and Fridays, man. It's going to happen at some point.
Because this week was like, nah.
I love that this is the first of the week and it's Thursday. We kept you waiting. waiting and like anticipating. This is a good one. You're going to enjoy it. Yeah. So it was worth the wait.
And we didn't want to make you wait, so we apologize for that.
Not at all.
It really became an issue. So hopefully everybody will be feeling better. Pandemic baby's already feeling better by this time
that
of
girl
the
just
week.
wilds out every day of her life.
She's so crazy that I think she just like scared the eldest out of her.
I think she did. It was like, I think I'm actually Gooch.
I actually don't want to be in here. But yeah, so I think everybody's going to be good next couple of days. So hopefully, knock on wood, we'll all be on the mend. And I can handle a cold, so we'll take
and
it.
I can handle
I can handle whatever you throw at me, babies. So... But I think before we get into our case, which I'm excited about because it's an Ash-centric spooky case, we just wanted to mention there's not a ton of updates in the Gabby Petito case. It's just one we've been following really closely. Just it kind of touched us personally because people were like sharing this photo that she had posted on Instagram where she had tagged us in it and said she was listening to us, and it was a few weeks ago. So I think that just kind of like really
it hit home.
It stuck with us a little more than usual. Just like, I don't know, I keep thinking about it and I keep thinking about it's just like it's really like changed a lot of my perspective on a lot of things. But I think the only update that we have right now, because we're not going to cover Gabby right now.
We want to let the case kind of...
It's not even... We don't even know what the conclusion of this whole thing will be. Hopefully it'll be a good conclusion in the end that we'll get justice for her. But we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So we're not going to cover it right now. We want to let it pan out. And I think the only thing that's really been a solid update, because we don't want to share any rumors, there are a ton of them,
which is like really frustrating.
And I know how it happens. I know a lot of people mean well, a lot of people just want to solve, so like I get it, but you just got to think about
her family.
Share confirmed things. If you can make sure you confirm things before you share them, then that's great. Share as much as you can, but just make sure it's confirmed, because we don't want to spread stuff that's false, like people seeing him and all that. Mm-hmm. But they haven't found Brian. Hopefully they find him. But they did confirm, unfortunately, that the body that they found was Gabby Petito. And they did confirm that it's a homicide. We don't know anything more than that, but we just, like, our hearts go out to her family and friends. Like, that's horrific. And it really felt like such a gut punch when that came out. I was like,
because there was some kind of hope. Like,
yeah, I had hope. And, there's like, it bums me out. But if you guys are looking to follow somebody who's like on scene at the laundry house 24/7,
literally every single minute,
is only reporting facts and is trying to kind of like squish rumors as they come in. I've been following Brian Entin. He's a correspondent for News Nation now. And if you look on Twitter, he's at Brian Entin, and it's BrianEntin. He's been going live from their house. He made friends with their neighbors, so he's been able to like hang out on the neighbor's lawn and like really follow this whole thing. He's been on the reserve looking for Brian. He's a really good person to follow, in my opinion. He's only giving you the facts, and that's it.
Every single morning that I wake up, I immediately, when I look at my phone, go to his Twitter and refresh it to see if there's anything new.
Just to see if he's seen anything, heard anything. He'll let you know. He was on scene when, they were taken out of their house and everything, his parents. So if you're looking to, follow it that way, he's a good guy to do it, because you're really only going to get facts. And I think that's what everybody needs right now.
Yes.
So... again, we're like thinking about Gabby's family, and make sure you are also, we got to put this energy into like every missing persons case that we come across. When you see one, if someone's sharing it on Twitter or something, share it out.
Take the time to share it.
Yeah,
take the time to look into it.
Because as we see, sharing stuff makes a difference.
It absolutely
does. It made a difference in this case. So it's like, we got to try to put, and you know what? I think we're all learning that right now, that we need to be more like proactive with this stuff. So everybody try to get there with us.
Yeah.
We're all learning together how to be better.
Yeah, exactly. Call in, don't call out.
Yeah. But also just, be kind to each other.
Yeah.
it just makes everything nicer.
It's much easier to be kind than it is to be not kind.
Yeah, it just takes more energy.
Unkind.
So everybody just high five each other virtually because it's still a pandemic.
Exactly. Elbow bumps.
But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there before we get into the case. But
yeah, very important.
But
well,
yeah.
I think just because, everything felt so heavy with the search for Gabby and I was following it so intently, I was like, I need to do something that's like true crime-esque, but also a little bit haunted, also a little bit old Hollywood, because I am who I am.
And yesterday was the first day of fall.
So spooky season is here. Let's get spooky.
And of course, you're still going to get true crime out of here during spooky season. We just during spooky season, we like to sprinkle it a little more with spooky stuff.
Yeah, sometimes we sprinkle it throughout the year and then it gets a little heavy-handed during the spooky season because it's gotta.
We just throw a dash in the middle of the year, but now we might just really,
you take that little cap off by maybe by accident, maybe by not, and you just kind of like,
boom, there it goes.
Yeah, that's all.
So here we are.
So Jean Harlow, ever heard of her?
No, who's that?
Jean was an actress in the late 1920s and early 30s.
Yeah, she was.
And I actually used to have a picture of her hanging in my bathroom, fun fact.
I love that. Well, I loved that photo.
It's a good photo. I am going to hang it up in my bathroom again, but it fell down and we had to get a new frame for it.
Aw.
Yeah, which kind of weird because it actually fell down recently. Anyways. Yeah. Now, her career was super short-lived because she passed away when she was only 26 years old.
Man.
Isn't that nuts?
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. But before we get into how she died and her legacy and everything like that, let's talk about her life. So she was actually born Harleen Harlow Carpenter on March...
Really?
Yes.
Harleen Harlow?
Harleen Harlow Carpenter.
Damn.
Because her mother...
Your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white-glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted, I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this olive colored velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got three actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, kind of personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Her maiden name is Harlow, and her father's last name is Carpenter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And she was born on March 3rd, 1911, to parents Montclair Carpenter and Jean Poe Carpenter.
Hell yeah.
And some people have alleged that maybe she's related to Edgar Allan Poe. Never been confirmed. Might have been a little bit of a publicity stunt, but worth mentioning.
Oh, well, here I go into Ancestry.com to try to connect those dots.
That would be crazy. But she was born in Kansas City, Missouri. Now, the marriage between Jean Sr., which it's confusing because her name is Jean, the woman that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And her mother's name is Jean.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I call her like Mama Jean, Jean Sr.
Mama Jean.
And then I think I call for like a little bit of this Jean Jr. and Little Jean.
Yeah, there you go.
Just follow along, okay?
Yeah, you'll get it.
You'll be there with
You
me.
understand us.
Yeah. But the marriage between Jean Sr. and Montclair was, it was actually an arranged one.
Oh.
Yeah, because I mean, it was like,
I was going to say it was like what?
it was probably like the late 1800s when they got married.
Exactly.
And it seemed like it was strictly business, not super lovey-dovey at all. And actually, when Jean Jr. was only 11 years old, her mother decided to divorce her father.
Wow.
And she really didn't let Jean see much of him after that. And it was sad because, like, Jean liked her father, loved her father, and, like, there was nothing that really happened between them. It was just kind of like they got divorced and he did his thing and the mom did her thing. And Jean Jr. kind of got like the shit end of the stick.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I know. Now, Jean Sr., on the other hand, was like very involved in Jean Jr.'s life. Some might say like a little bit too much, a little too heavy-handed. Now, she oversaw every last detail of everything. In any interview she did, once her little Jean became the Jean Harlow, she said she was always all mine, and also told people all the time that Jean owed her everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, that's a toxic relationship, doo-dah.
That is definitely a toxic relationship.
Yeah, not healthy connections there at all.
No.
I think she felt like her daughter owed her everything because it had actually been her dream to become an actress. But by the time she moved to Hollywood with little Jean, they told her that she was too old.
And it's like, honey, you can't, like, you're supposed to want better for your children.
Right.
You're supposed to want them to have everything that you didn't have or everything that you had and more.
And she did. She definitely wanted Jean to have everything she didn't have.
But not guilt them because of it.
But it was like she wanted to push Jean into doing everything that she didn't get to do, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not living vicariously through your children. Like, you gotta let them live.
Like, I wanted to do gymnastics when I was little, and, you know, like, someday I hope my kids want to do gymnastics, but I'm not gonna, like, try to make them the next Simone Biles.
No,
like,
and you're not gonna, like, push them into it and then be like, you owe me everything because you did that, because I didn't get to do this.
If you get the gold, that's my gold.
like, no.
That's psychotic. But anyway, so yeah, they did move out to Hollywood because Jean Sr. was like, I'm gonna make it big. And they were like, no, you're not, girl. You're way too old for this.
No, you're not.
Because back then they wanted you to be like 17.
Yeah, of course.
And they didn't last long in Hollywood. Little Jean dropped out of school while she was there. She was only 14 years old. And then eventually her grandfather made her and her mother move back to Missouri. He said that if they didn't move back to Missouri, he was gonna like write Jean Sr. out of his will.
Oh, wow.
Like she wasn't going to get anything.
Damn.
And they had money. So
He's wielding the power of that will.
wielding that willpower.
Wield that last will and testament.
People do, you know?
Yeah.
And
it's a quite a weapon to wield.
it's a good tool to have.
Yeah.
Like, come back to Missouri or I won't
Or
give you
you
money
get
when
nothing.
I die. Now, they did stay in Missouri for a little while, and then they moved close to Illinois for Jean's schooling. Now she was 15, and she was going to Ferry Hall School. And it was there that she would actually meet her first husband, and nearby her mother would meet her second. Now, both Jeans actually got married in 1926.
Wow.
Jean Jr. did not go to Jean Sr.'s wedding.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting.
Huh.
Yes. Little Jean married Little Jean. It's just funny to say. Little Jean married her first husband, 19-year-old Charles Chuck Fremont McGrew III.
Hell yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And she was 16 years old. So she was 16, he was 19. His parents had actually died when he was young because their boat capsized while they were on their way to vacation on their private island.
Oh, okay, Elsa and Anna.
Literally
Like,
Elsa
what?
and Anna. Like
King Agnar and Queen Iduna. Okay.
KK living out your Disney, not fantasy.
Wow, that's terrible.
But it's super duper terrible. But because of that, when he turned 21, he would be inheriting a lot of money. Today, the value would have been close to $3.1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so back then that was
That's,
like moolah, 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 moolah.
Yeah, that's a chunk of change.
But when Chuck got the money, he and Jean decided to move out to Hollywood, live the good life. They bought a home in Beverly Hills, and they both started partying and drinking a lot and, you know, not ever working.
Uh-oh.
So it's going to dwindle.
Yeah, that doesn't last forever, folks.
And Chuck had hoped that putting some distance between mother and daughter duo might be beneficial to his marriage. Like, he was like, you guys are real fucking close, and like it's a little bit unhealthy, so maybe we should head out here and she should stay here and do her thing.
And it's like, even though you didn't go to her wedding, but okay.
Yeah, you know, not cool. But Mama Jean was like, ooh, that's really funny. No. And she came running out to Hollywood to be with her baby.
Yeah.
And fun fact, little Jean actually didn't know that her real name was Jean until she was 5 years old, because her parents only referred to her as the baby.
The baby.
So she literally thought her name was like baby.
The baby.
Like baby. And then later in life, they all called her baby, like on set and stuff.
Oh
Like,
my God.
everyone called her baby.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but she didn't know that her name was Jean until she went to school, and they were
Holy
like,
shit.
Jean? And she was like, oh no, I'm
She was
baby.
like, oh no, my name's the baby.
I'm the baby.
I'm the baby. That's so funny, because as the youngest in the family, I was called baby, the baby,
were?
all the time.
Did you know your name?
But I knew that my name was Alaina as
Yeah.
well.
Because I think they probably
They
said like,
interspersed it every once in a while.
yeah, I guess her family was not intersperson.
That is so funny.
Yeah. But anyway, Mama Jean came out to Hollywood with her new husband, Marino Bello, around 1928, because they were really struggling with money, and they figured they could mooch off of little Jean and Chuck for a while.
Yeah.
Like, very just like,
Saw those millions, and they
You
were like,
know,
all right, let's do this.
very unhealthy connections
Yeah.
here. Now, during this time, like I said, not one of them was working, and they were spending money left and right, and life in California is not cheap. And luckily, their luck would change a little bit later that year when little Jean gave her friend Rosalie Roy a ride to an audition. Rosalie was like an aspiring actress, and the audition was at Fox. And while Rosalie was inside auditioning, Jean was waiting in the car.
Okay.
So she's just chilling in the car. I don't know. Maybe she's like smoking a cigarette, like painting her nails. I don't know what she's doing. But
I wasn't there. I don't know.
I wasn't there. But two Fox execs spotted her, and they thought that she was stunning. It also like just must have been really awesome back then, because everybody, it seems, was just doing their day-to-day thing, and then they would just get discovered by like Fox executives or like
That's what I keep
talent
thinking.
scouts. Like,
It's just, and I think that's like, I don't know if it's just because today there's like, you know,
the internet.
There's the internet, and there's like a lot more like plastic surgery that like technology that has happened, so everybody like can kind of like look
Achieve
like
a certain look.
yeah, get that look. But it's like back then, it's like it just was what it was. So it's
Right.
like if you walked by a Jean Harlow, you were like, oh
shit.
you know, like it was like a shocking like, oh, hello,
Right.
Like they just stood out a little bit more. I feel like now it's probably in like certain areas, you know, people are looking to be discovered. So I
Yup.
think it's hard to like pick out an old movie star,
A Jean Harlow in the
a
crowd.
Jean Harlow in the crowd. But it is
like-
really funny that back then it was like you would just be like out and about, and somebody was like, "Do you want to be a movie star?
Do you want to?
Do you want to be a star, kid?"
Like,
and
that
you're like,
literally
"Yes."
happens. Like, you like might be at like the grocery store or something, or like Marilyn Monroe was just like fixing planes.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, like we're gonna take pictures of that," and she was like, "Cheese," and they were like, "Oh shit."
And they were like, "What's your name?" And she was like, "Norma."
Norma
And they're like,
Jean.
no, it's not.
No, it's
Move on.
not. It's also funny to me that like Jean Harlow's last name was Carpenter,
Yeah.
and Norma Jean's was Baker. It's
Yeah.
like Carpenter and Baker.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's just kind of funny, and like
I just love that that was like the pattern was like, hey, you're beautiful. Let's put you in pictures. And
Yeah.
they were like, what's your name? My name is Norma. And they were like, no,
No,
not.
it's not.
And that's it.
she's like, "My name's Harleen." They're like, "Fuck that."
No, it's not. Like, okay.
Like, cool. But anyway, so they see her, she's just vibing in her car, and they approach her and they asked her to come in for the audition too, and she was like, "Lol, no." Like, she was like, "I'm good."
Lol.
Lol, no. She wasn't into it. But they were like, "All right, well, at least take these papers." They gave her some casting papers. They were like, "Look over these and come back to the next audition, because we want you to be a star, kid.
We want to put you in pictures.
We want to put you on the big screen.
We want your name in lights.
You don't even have to talk. It's not a speaky
It's not a speaking.
or a talkie." But so she was like, yeah, cool. I'm going to keep fucking dragging on this. And Rosalie came back to the car and Jean was like, these fucking guys wanted me to come in for that audition. Like, can you believe it? And Rosalie was like, no, they didn't. Like, they couldn't, like, why? You wouldn't have said no. And she was like, well, I did. Like, I don't want to go in there.
Like, that's a thing that happened.
And she was like, well, then you must be too nervous. And she said something along the lines of, like, betting Jean that she wouldn't go back in.
Sounds like a challenge.
So she, like, planted a little seed right there. Then Jean got home and she told her mom what happened. And Jean Sr. all but fucking waterboarded that seed. She literally was like, whoosh, whoosh. She was like breaking open a dam, like trying to get that seed like
she
to
was
grow.
like, no way. We are growing this garden.
She was like, this is a beautiful metaphor. But she pressured Jean for days. She was like, please, you have to go back to Fox. Like, this is our dream. And Jean's like, it sounds like it's your dream, but okay.
But all right.
But finally, Jean was like, all right, what the fuck ever. So she went back into Fox for an audition. They really liked her and they started casting her in like really small parts. A lot of her early roles, she was an uncredited extra.
Hey, gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. She was only making $7 a day, but eventually the work got bigger and bigger, and she ended up signing a contract with one Hal Roach. Do you remember Mr. Potato Head?
I was just going to say, wait a second.
Yes. If you haven't listened to the Thelma Todd episode that we did, this man, Hal Roach, literally put a potato clause into Thelma Todd's contract saying that she could not gain more than 5 pounds or she would be fired on the spot.
A potato clause,
A potato
everybody.
clause. Apparently Hal Roach is a fucking asshole.
You don't say. You don't say.
You know, everybody has their moments with potatoes, I guess.
Yeah.
But he just kept it going.
Yeah. I mean, once you put a potato clause in somebody's shit.
Like, what are you doing?
You're done.
What are you doing, guy?
What are you doing?
But they could do that back then. They could be like,
they could do whatever they wanted
you
back then.
can't, like, blow your nose more than twice or you're fired.
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
Like, KK. But Jean's contract with Hal was a 5-year term, and it was going to earn her $100 a week, which started off wonderfully. But then her shitty husband, Chuck, became jealous of all the work she was doing and the days she was spending away from him. He just had no respect for her work at all. He never gave her any credit, and she was the one bringing home, like, hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't working at all. He was just, like, drinking his
Living
money away.
off of that money he inherited.
Living off the money he inherited and Jean's money that he's complaining about. I'm like, but she's, like, paying the bills. Okay. Now, in early 1929, Jean actually went to Hal Roach and she was like, my marriage is suffering. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know what to do. And Hal's response was like super loving and charming. And he really took Jean under his wing and was going to take care of her. Psych.
I was just going to say,
literally ripped up her contract in front of her and was like, get out.
What?
He was like, I don't have time for that.
Wow.
Like the cold streets, baby.
Damn.
Isn't that she's like, I don't know what to do, Hal. Like, my marriage is suffering. What do I do? And he's like, get the fuck out of my office.
Of in like Scream 3. The like Milton, whatever his name is.
Oh my God.
And he's talking about how like this is the way it is. Like everybody knows what they're getting into. It's like that's literally how it is. Like that's wild.
And that's probably why she didn't want to get into it in the first place.
Yeah.
Because she was like, this is
like
scary.
This is a scary business.
It is.
Apparently.
Like it's a dog eat dog world out there.
Apparently. Jeez.
Yeah, so he was like, fuck you, get out of my office. And then her marriage suffered even more in 1929 when she was shooting the movie Masquerade. She only had like a small part of that movie, but during that time, her career was starting to take off in other areas. Like she was doing other films and she was really starting to get noticed.
Yeah.
But it was then that she found out she was pregnant. So she told her mother, and her mother gave her 2 options. This is like a huge trigger warning. I just want to let you know, like, it involves losing a baby.
Oh.
So her mother said that she could either have an abortion or that they would find someone to beat her and make her lose the baby. Like her mother.
Oh my God.
Said that about like her potential grandbaby. Was like, we can have someone beat you and take care of that. Because
I'm legitimately like flabbergasted.
Because she didn't want it to ruin her dream.
Oh my God.
Like, I guarantee you Jean would have had the baby and, like, that's just been, like, a mom.
Really sad and horrible.
But her mom was like, no, it's going to ruin your career.
That part of it is like, whoa.
It's like, what the
Whoa.
fuck? So luckily, Jean well, not luckily, but between those two options, she decided on the former, and she had an abortion.
Yeah.
In May of 1929. Now, going forward from that, it was obviously incredibly difficult for Jean. Like, that comes with so much.
Yeah,
that's
there's a lot
a
of
traumatic
emotional.
event in your life, no matter which way you cut it.
For sure.
Now, she started drinking more. She and Chuck were fighting more and more. I'm actually not sure if he knew about the abortion or if he just knew that Jean was kind of hiding something from him and it just caused more tension.
Yeah.
But either way, the marriage hit its breaking point a month later in June. Jean had actually posed for a photographer named Edwin Bauer Hesser. He was known to do like nude photo shoots that are like really artistic, in my opinion. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
Jean did this shoot with him, covered in like silk scarves that they really didn't cover anything. But the prints are gorgeous. Like, I actually want to buy one and hang one in my house.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, it's just like
Jean Harlow is like,
that's the picture that's in my bathroom.
I love every picture of her. I'm just like,
She's God.
She's just so old Hollywood.
Wait until I tell you what they did to achieve that color for her hair. Because we'll get there. And holy cow. But the pictures are in like I think it's in like Griffith Park or something like that. I didn't write it down. But they're in this like beautiful park and she's like, there's nature behind her and the scarves are just kind of like flowing in the wind.
I love that.
You got to Google it.
I'm going to Google it.
Pics by Edwin Bauer Hesser.
Okay, cool.
Now, so I love these prints, obviously. But Chuck didn't necessarily feel the same.
No.
He found the pictures like lying about the house, and people speculate that Jean was just like, you know what, he's gonna find those pictures and like fuck him.
The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Yeah, like what if?
He absolutely lost it on her. He was like disgusted by the pictures that she had posed nude. It was inappropriate. It was like, he just hated it. He couldn't handle what success she was having and how beautiful she was. So the fight got so bad that Jean actually left him that night and she moved back in with her mother and immediately filed for divorce.
Oh, wow.
Now, the divorce was messy and it wasn't finalized until 2 years later in 1931. And Jean was actually supposed to get alimony and a trust fund, but she turned both of those things down and told the lawyers, I can make it on my own anyway.
Get it.
Like, bad bitch alert.
What
like, I don't need your dumb trust fund money. Get out of my face.
Yeah, I'll make it on my own. It's fine.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't need you. I'm independent.
I'm Jean Harlow.
I'm Jean Harlow. So after the divorce, Jean found herself another 5-year contract, this time with Howard Hughes, after she was discovered for his film Hell's Angels. It was during this filming that she would meet her next husband, Paul Bern. Now, Hell's Angels was like a huge success for Jean. She later became known as the original blonde bombshell after all this. Like, this really got her notoriety. Now, we're going to get into the hair. She was naturally blonde. She had like a, not even like dirty blonde. It was like just like an ashy blonde hair color. But they would bleach the shit out of her hair, apparently using a mix of ammonia, Clorox bleach, and Lux soap flakes. And they would do this once a week.
How did her hair look so shiny?
I have no idea.
That's so wild because like all her photos, you're like,
probably like hairspray and like
kind of shiny.
It would like it would get like teased and stuff. But even when your hair is blonde, it reflects the light. So
yeah, that's true. So
like
that's probably
lighting.
more of it. But wow.
Like, please do not try that at home. But like,
yeah, that doesn't sound like it would be great.
Clorox bleach and ammonia. and Lux soap flakes, which I had to like Google what that was. It's just like these little like soap flakes.
You just wonder like who came up with that. Like
Somebody that was off their rocker.
who was like, yeah.
And over her career, like her hair started getting shittier and shittier.
Oh,
because
yeah.
obviously
that's going
falling
to...
out.
Wow. That's wild.
Now, she would be like paraded around on these publicity tours, and there actually was this contest held where any beautician who was able to replicate her exact shade of blonde would win $10,000.
Stop.
Like, they had like...
Are you kidding me?
The fucking 1920s and 30s, like, must have just been an absolute vibe check. Like, we're just having competitions about like, can you achieve this lady's hair color?
This lady's hair color.
That's so fun.
That we achieved through using everything under the sink.
Like, literally, like, go under your kitchen sink and you'll achieve it, but we're not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
And obviously no hairdresser in their right mind would ever do that other than whoever the fuck did that to her.
Wow.
But no one won the competition, and personally I think that's because I wasn't around at the time, and neither was Redken's Shades EQ, so... That's my comment on that.
That's me.
That's just me. But after the hair, her success with Hell's Angels, after all that, Paul Bern was not only starting to fall for her romantically, but he was also one of the main people who like really believed in her acting career. A lot of people actually didn't take her seriously. Like the public really liked Jean's movies and stuff like that, but movie critics were like, she sucks.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot. Like people said that about Marilyn Monroe too.
Yeah, I feel like at the time that was like like almost the norm for these kind of stars. It was like the public just loved them, fell in love with them,
wanted to eat them up.
The critics and all that were like, "Fuck this,"
and it's like, but it's selling. So.
But like, isn't that the point?
I feel like
that, people are supposed to come and watch the movie and love them. I don't know. Okay,
am I missing something?
Like what?
I feel like they were just like getting paid to be mean at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, because she was contracted with Howard Hughes, Paul Bern actually had to make an arrangement personally with Hughes to borrow Jean for MGM's movie, The Beast of the City. And I think I mentioned it before, but Paul Bern was an exec for MGM.
Yes.
Now, Hughes agreed that... and that movie too gave Jean Harlow huge success, and she actually went on this huge publicity tour for the movie after filming that Paul Bern arranged, and she was so popular on these tours that they actually added like a ton of like showings to the tour and extended it 6 weeks.
Damn.
And I assume that during that tour, Paul Bern and Jean kind of started their relationship, because by 1932 they announced that they were officially together. Now, that same year, Paul convinced the higher-ups at MGM to buy Jean out of her contract, and they wanted her to sign with MGM, and they were going to offer her $30,000, which today would have been around like $600,000. So, lots of money.
Wow.
And she found out on her 21st birthday that MGM was signing the deal. So,
damn, my 21st birthday. Like, for some reason, I always think of these old starlets as like much older.
Oh yeah, because
like,
they look older too,
like in their 30s. I feel like, which is not old. I'm just saying older than like 21.
Yeah, I mean 21 is like a literal
that's so
baby.
young,
and you're achieving all that.
That's
like
the thing.
I didn't even mention all the movies that she had been in at this point. Like she was in tons and tons.
21 years old, wow.
And she was working with like Clark Gable.
Yeah, like all
these
the
big
who's
names.
who of the day.
Exactly. Now, that same year, Jean and Paul Bern bought a home together at 9820 Easton Drive in Benedict Canyon. And that summer, they actually got married on the front lawn, and tons of elite guests were there. Now, a lot of people were like really surprised by their relationship and this whole wedding, because Paul Bern was 22 years older than Jean at this point. And like,
I feel like at the time though, that was like
normal.
Nothing.
But at the same time, Jean was like this really beautiful young woman, and people didn't necessarily think that Paul Bern was like this beautiful man. He was like a tiny dude, and like his features are just like people didn't like them.
Not classically handsome.
Not classically handsome. Like I'm not here to like shame Paul Bern's face. So.
I know. I need to look at what he looks like.
Yeah, but people didn't find him attractive, and they were like, "What the fuck is she doing?" Basically. But rumors started spreading that their relationship was like super toxic, just as toxic as Jean's previous marriage. And there's this huge rumor that on the night they were married, Paul Bern let go of a big secret. He was impotent.
Oh.
So, allegedly, and according to the book More of Hollywood's Unsolved Mysteries by John Austen, Jean was pissed and she felt like she had been like tricked into marrying him because she was like, I wouldn't have done that.
Why wouldn't you tell me this ahead of time?
Right, like you kept this huge secret from me. And they had been drinking that night, so things got heated more intensely than they should have. And the night ended with Paul biting Jean to the point where he drew blood from her skin.
What the fuck?
Yeah, according to this book. Now,
Whoa.
She went to tell the studio what was happening because she was like, what the fuck? But all the higher ups, obviously at this point, are more loyal to Paul because he's the one that discovered her in the first place and brought her over. And because he's been working there for years. They were like, ooh, you know, it's probably like not good for your image if you get divorced again. So you should just stay with him.
So just suck it up, Buttercup.
And like, let's keep it in the family. Like MGM forever.
Totally. Yeah. Put up with it.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Like, just like...
That's fine.
Don't let him bite you again, I guess.
Don't let him bite you again. Like, just don't do it.
Is he a dog?
What the fuck?
Is he an alligator?
Like, for real? Is he an alligator?
The fuck?
Sir?
Gator?
Like, what
Cool.
is this?
You find that out the night you get married?
Yeah, that's not awesome.
Not cool. And there were way more secrets to Paul's life. And it's unclear if Jean knew about this one before or during their marriage at all. Like, if she even knew while he was still here. Now, the entire time that they were dating and while they were married, Paul had a whole ass other wife.
When you were about to say, I was like, I guarantee you he has a whole ass other, like, just family situation going on here.
Ass
Yep,
wife.
that's not shocking.
He's got 2 wives.
Yeah, just 2.
Dos wives.
One more than most.
Like, at the same time. Like, that's not cool. Now, her name was Dorothy Millette. And she was his wife by common law. So it was their common law marriage, meaning they were together for a certain number of years and must have lived together for quite some time. Now, they had lived together in New York when Paul Bern decided that he wanted to move out to Hollywood and begin his career as a manager. Now, this was like way before the MGM days, but even after that, he never stopped sending her letters or money or recommending hotels for her to stay at while she was traveling. So he was like very much in contact with this woman.
Yeah.
And she was very much under the impression that like they were still married.
Wow.
He allegedly sent her $300 a month. And she actually had to spend time in a nursing home for like mental health issues. And the entire time that she was there, he paid for everything and like was writing her consistently.
So this is like just a full on
This is a
life.
whole ass other marriage, correct?
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I never understand these people who do this, like the shady, like keeping a whole nother life separate from their other. It's like, isn't that just tiring?
Well, and also like, what are you getting out of that?
It's these dudes who like have to, they like, one piece of cake is not enough.
It's like
they
one
need the
piece
whole
of cake
damn
is
thing.
plenty. Just have one.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You can have your cake and eat it too with just one wife.
Yeah, the dude I dated before meeting John had literally an entire life outside of like a whole ass other girlfriend,
multiple lives.
Like,
actually.
but
I think he had like 3 or 4 other lives.
But there was one that was like. I was like, oh, that's a legitimate other, like a
relationship.
whole other relationship that you, and when we found out, we got together and we're like, oh, okay. So like you literally, it's the exact same thing.
I do love that you like John Tucker Must Died him kind of,
yeah,
though, and
did.
like made friends with the other
Hell
girl.
yeah, we did.
An icon. A living, breathing icon.
Because you know what, honey, it's not your fault.
No.
Not your fault. That's what it is. Get mad at the dude. Don't get mad at the other girls.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't know.
Because she thought you were his sister.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you go. Yeah. You listening out there?
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming
for you one of these days, buddy.
But it always astounds me when you hear these stories because I thought the same thing when it happened to me. I was like, isn't that just a lot of work? Like being in one relationship is enough work. Like why do you need to add a whole ass other one?
Because like obviously relationships are like beautiful and fun, but you're like they do take work to like keep up with, like in communication and like,
and it's just like
I don't want to do 2 of them.
Just paying attention to somebody, like your whole focus should be on your relationship that you are in currently.
Yeah.
And you're dividing it between 2 at least, and you're pretending to be putting full attention on both of these people. So it's like,
and then it's like, isn't that exhausting?
Is
either of them even real?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because for you, obviously it was like very real, but then you like think of it and you're like, was it real?
Yeah, like what even was that?
It's like messed up.
Yeah,
It's like
it's just a weird thing that people do.
it is. It's like not okay. Like don't cheat on people.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Just break up with somebody and move on if
Exactly.
you're not feeling the vibe.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah, just catch a new vibe.
Catch a new vibe.
But like get rid of the old vibe first. How to date with Ashkel.
Get rid of the old vibe before catching a new vibe. That's a good.
I'm telling you.
Honestly, that's good in most areas of life.
Yeah,
to
that's
be
how I
quite
live
honest.
my life. Get rid of the old vibe first.
Don't half-ass two things when you can whole-ass one thing.
Don't half-ass two vibes when you can just have one whole ass vibe.
There you go.
All right, anyways. So yeah, he was half-assing two vibes.
Yeah.
And some people think that throughout the short marriage that Jean started to become aware of Paul's double life, which I would assume so.
I was going to say,
because
you
it's
always do.
Very hard to keep up appearances.
No one can keep that shit up completely.
And some people allege that maybe that's why she might have had something to do with his death.
Ooh.
Okay.
Alleged.
Alleged. I don't think she did. But I'm just going to like put that right out
But
here.
that's a rumor.
A rumor. Now, on September 5th, 1932, after just barely 2 months of marriage, Paul Bern was found dead in his bedroom at 9820 Easton Drive.
Woof.
He had died of a gunshot wound to the head, and he was discovered naked.
Wow.
Very interesting, huh? Now, this is where it becomes a game of motherfucking Clue. Like, the butcher has the candlestick in there, the secretary has the knife in there, the baker's got, like, it's just like, it's insane.
Like the colonel with the candlestick in the arboretum.
Yes, thank you.
That's who it is.
Correct. So, the butler of the home
There you go.
was the one who discovered Paul's body. Now, instead of calling the police, this man's called MGM Studios.
Huh.
Yeah. Already shady, doodah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So they didn't call the police first. They called MGM Studios.
Yeah, incorrect.
Like, you've pressed an incorrect key.
Yes.
Now, the head of MGM, Louis B. Mayer, met the police at the home when they were called 2 hours later. Weird. And he handed them what would become known as Paul Bern's suicide note to his last wife, Jean Harlow.
Okay.
Now, let me read it to you before I get into my thoughts.
Okay.
The note said, "Dearest dear, unfortunately, this is the only way to make good the frightful wrong I have done you and to wipe out my abject humiliation. I love you, Paul." And then underneath, almost like a postscript, it says, "You understand that last night was only a comedy." I loved like the silence. Just, Now, for me, that letter could have been for Jean. Also could have been for Dorothy.
Because it says my dearest dear.
And you have two dear. Like,
I
who's
was
the
gonna say,
dearest?
you have multiple dears, so
I don't know.
that's the problem with multiple dears.
Who's the dearest?
Nobody knows later.
Yeah, exactly. So before the death was ruled as a suicide, which it ultimately was.
Okay.
So this went down in the books as a suicide. But the police, before they could do that, had to talk to the people closest to Paul.
Of course.
Now, most of the people were people who worked for him. So on the night that Paul died, Jean was actually staying at her mother's house.
Okay.
Yep. Some of the agents from MGM were allegedly the ones to tell her that Paul was dead.
It's so weird to me that they called his work before calling 911.
Correct. It should be.
Like, it's so weird to me. Like,
Very strange.
who just called your boss before 911?
They literally called the publicist first, and they
So
were like,
weird.
how are we going to tell this to the police?
Like, I don't know what to say about
Because
that.
that's basically just like, how do we want this reported?
Yeah.
Also to the police, like not only in the headlines, but to the investigators.
Yeah. How do we want to spin this all the way around?
And you would think that in and of itself would like maybe raise a red flag to the
Yeah.
police, but like, I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know. So Paul's butler told the police that even though he and Jean were so happy in their marriage, that Paul often talked about suicide, and particularly because he was embarrassed that he was impotent. Now, the gardener told the police the exact opposite. He said the couple was fucking miserable in their marriage and that he had never heard Paul talk about ending his life.
Okay, let's have some real talk, just one-on-one for a second.
I know you know this feeling. You start your period and the only pad that you have available is uncomfortable. It's like crunchy and weird. We can literally start our car from our phones, but we're still settling for crunchy, uncomfortable pads. Girl, listen, when you're looking for softness and protection, Kotex has you covered. They are changing the game with a completely redesigned lineup of pads and liners that are designed around what women actually want, like Kotex Bamboo. Kotex Bamboo has a 100% bamboo-derived viscose top layer that provides ultra-soft protection, which means you don't have to worry about feeling itchy or uncomfortable. It's like the worst feeling ever. It's gentle on the skin and it's made without fragrance too. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the new and exciting launch of Kotex Bamboo, available in regular, heavy, overnight, and daily liners. Every flow covered. Now available at retailers nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
Those are different.
Those are two like very different
those
things.
are like real different.
Now the cook or Paul's secretary, depending on which source you read, like it was like even
This
in
is
both
so
of them.
Clue. I love it.
They told the police that the night this is like where it gets like whoo.
Ooh.
They told the police that the night Paul Bern was found, there was a woman at the property who they had never seen before. And that later on, one of them was like clearing dishes outside by the pool, and they found 2 glasses next to a woman's bathing suit that absolutely did not belong to Jean Harlow.
Huh.
Now remember, she wasn't home that night. She was at her mother's house.
Intrigue.
And they see this woman that doesn't look like her, and then they find a bathing suit that doesn't belong to her.
And I mean, Jean Harlow is it would be hard to like be like, it didn't look like her. Like, you know, if it's Jean Harlow.
Yeah,
not.
her hair is
Her hair
literally
alone is
entering
gonna
the room
tell
before
you.
she does. Like the Clorox smell that follows her for eternity is right there.
Yeah.
So people
that's
think
interesting.
maybe that woman was Dorothy Millette, his other fucking wife.
Maybe.
Now, after Paul died, letters surfaced that showed him helping Dorothy plan a trip to San Francisco. He recommended a place for her to stay, and he told her, "All my love and best wishes always," in every letter. Now, the letters were being exchanged just months before July of 1932 when he got married to Jean. So clearly he was sending these letters, but still intending to marry Jean.
Of course.
Now, maybe Dorothy was planning the trip out to California to reunite with her husband. And while she was on her way out there, she realized that he had gone on and married a beautiful young actress. And she got jealous because she herself had done some acting work in Canada. So she would have been pretty pissed that her husband like left her but didn't leave her for someone younger, more up and coming. More up and coming. And then on top of all of that, it would have been a threat to her financial situation.
Yeah.
Because he's now married to someone else. Is he going to continue to send you this money? It's only been 2 months. You don't know. Now, when Paul married Jean, he changed his will, and Jean became the beneficiary of every last penny.
Oh.
Now, it's possible that Dorothy wasn't aware of that last detail, and maybe she thought that by killing Paul, she would be able to get the money from his will.
Because why would she be aware of that?
Why would she at all? Because he's
she's
still sending her money.
And she's his common law wife.
Right.
So you would think that that would be the...
Right. And changing her will is a pain in the ass, so maybe she's like, he didn't get around to it yet. So maybe she found that out and came to kill him thinking that she was going to get some of his money.
Whoa.
But she actually ended up jumping from the Delta King steamboat into the Sacramento River to her own death just like 2 days after Paul had died.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you could call that guilty. Maybe she couldn't live with the guilt that she had killed him.
Or you could call it just being
Or you could
grief.
just say she was like super sad that her
Yeah, of
husband
course.
had died.
Huh.
Right. So I don't know.
Wow.
Now, over the years, people also pointed the finger at Jean herself.
And there's obviously been no evidence to corroborate that.
No, there's like
She killed him.
no, there's none. There's no evidence at all.
That's just like a rumor.
other than like the suicide note.
Huh.
Which like is that even a suicide note?
Yeah, you just don't know.
I don't know. But over the years, people have also pointed the finger at Jean. So they say maybe she found out about Dorothy Millette and she was pissed. And then on top of that, she was already mad about this whole other thing that he had lied to her about before they got married. Mm-hmm. So she had had enough. And was she so angry and worried that like another secret was going to come out? Or maybe she was so miserable in the marriage that she killed Paul and then was like, oh no, I've been at my mom's this whole night. But even with his will aside, she would have been completely fine financially. So it could have been like a heat of the moment type thing.
Yeah.
Like this one, you don't even have to factor the money into.
Yeah.
But the people who support this theory think that since MGM agents got like a head start to the crime scene, they may have found that letter, called it a suicide letter, and then Jean Harlow never made a public comment about Paul Bern's death. Never came out to the public and said anything, which some people find strange. But on the other side of that, her agents might have told her not to.
Yeah. And I mean, she also isn't owing anybody anything in that sense of the word. You know what I mean? If she doesn't want to say a word about it, she doesn't have to.
No matter what way you slice it, her husband is
But
dead.
I can understand that people would find it weird.
Right.
Because people have come to expect that you have to say something. So it's there's a lot of different.
So whether they knew if Paul was killed or not, it definitely looked better for Jean, whether they knew if Paul was killed or not, it looked better for Jean if her husband had committed suicide versus his like other wife killed him.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's
even
a
if
messy
he
affair.
was killed by someone else, they might have just made it look like suicide regardless of if Jean had anything to do
just
with
because
it.
it would have brought up all the messiness.
Right, exactly. And it would have made a fool out of her back then. Like when you think about it, it
Yeah,
wouldn't
of
have at
course.
all. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Wow.
Now,
Interesting.
so that never got solved. That's just something that happened.
It was just ruled a suicide.
It was just ruled a
That's
suicide.
it.
But
All right.
so I guess it was solved, but like
Yeah, it was solved on paper.
yeah, it's interesting. So then after that, Jean married one more time to a man called Harold Rawson. He also worked at MGM, and their marriage was said to be arranged because she was having an affair with Max Baer, who was a professional boxer, like right after Paul died. And then his wife found out about their relationship, even though they were separated. Like him and his wife were separated while he was with Jean. But she was pissed because she was like, that's Jean Harlow.
Jean Harlow.
I'm really pissed about that. And she was like, I'm going to go through it and divorce you, but I'm going to cite Jean as like a co-adulterer because that was a thing back then.
Oh my God. I can't.
So MGM was like, oh, that's like the last thing we need right now. You mind if we like make you marry Harold? And Jean was like, aye, Captain.
You mind if we like make you marry Harold?
Is that cool with you? And she was like, yeah, sure.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain. So they married each other, but I don't think they were like friends.
Yeah,
but I
it
don't
was
think
just
they
one
were
of
in love
those,
with
like,
each other.
let's just roll with
I think
this.
it was just like cool. And they basically got married to make MGM happy, and then they divorced 8 months later, like super quietly.
Jeez Louise.
So that's her that's her third husband.
I was just going to say.
Now, for the next 4 years, Jean appeared in a bunch of different big roles like Personal Property, Riff Raff, and her last film, Saratoga. Now, while filming Saratoga in 1937, it was becoming super clear that 26-year-old Jean was not doing very well. Her breath became horrible. Clark Gable actually later said that it smelled like urine. Like while he had to like kiss her on set for certain things, and he was like, her breath smells like urine.
Which is, bad breath is an indicator of a lot of health issues. So
she was also complaining of abdominal pain. She said that she was nauseous.
Uh-oh.
A handful of other symptoms, like she was bloated. Like there was a lot going on.
What's going on internally here?
Yeah. The doctor on set was like, nah, I think she's fine. And they kept filming.
Oh, no.
Because the filming had already been delayed for 2 months once because Jean had her wisdom teeth taken out and she got sick from that somehow and got sepsis.
Oh, wow.
Like before this filming even started.
Oh, damn.
So it already got delayed. So I think they were like, well, you're fine. Like we gotta keep doing this, which is not okay.
No.
But she was getting worse and worse, and she was looking paler and sicker throughout the filming. And she was now dating actor William Powell. So they actually called him to the set, and they were like, you have to take her home, like, get her to the doctor, like, something's going on. So initially, the doctor diagnosed her with the flu and an inflamed gallbladder, but said that she would get better with rest and everything would be fine. And her mom called MGM and was like, she's going to be back on Monday, which would have been June 7th. And that was not the truth. None of it. She actually had been misdiagnosed, and she was so far along in kidney failure that there was nothing they could do to treat her.
I was going to say, because all those other symptoms, I was like, No.
That's not the flu.
Something really bad intestinally is happening here.
Yes.
But yeah, kidney failure.
Kidney
Holy
failure.
shit.
So her body was just shutting down.
Literally shutting down.
There was nothing they could do.
Wow.
Now, she passed away one day after she fell into a coma at Good Samaritan in LA.
Damn.
And she passed away on June 7th, 1937.
Wow.
Which I was like, that's weird that her mom was like, she's coming back on June 7th. And then she died on June 7th.
Oh, that's fucked up.
And she was 26 years old.
26 years old, dies of kidney failure. That's
right.
Oh.
And one of the MGM writers said, the day baby died, there wasn't one sound in the commissary for 3 hours. And they actually ended up having to use a body double to finish Saratoga.
Oh, wow.
But a lot of people, there's like a lot of different theories as to why she would have gone into kidney failure. Some say the sepsis might have had something to do with it. A lot of people think the way that they were bleaching her hair had something to do with it.
I'm sure that was not good, you know?
No, like everything you do is being absorbed by your body.
Yeah.
And like bleaching your hair is one thing, but bleaching your hair with ammonia, Clorox bleach, and Lux soap flakes every week.
No.
That's going to do something to you. And even just not even like putting that on your head, but like inhaling that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, like inhaling that stuff too. It's like, that's not good.
And then when she was younger, she had scarlet fever. So there can be like long lasting effects from that.
Oh, wow.
That can lead to kidney failure. So
And
there's
none of this was just, it was all just kind of over.
Honestly, maybe it all worked together.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It sounds like
result.
a perfect storm of things.
It really does.
That they should have taken care of earlier, and they probably, like, the kidney failure thing, the fact that they were like, it's far along, we can't do anything. If they had taken care of that earlier, they could have taken control of that.
Oh, 100%. It's so sad because it's like, I mean, it was 1937. Like they just, they didn't really know exactly, they hadn't perfected things back
No,
then,
they hadn't. Because I mean, that especially the breath thing, like smelling like urine, that should have been a tip off to somebody that something's going on with the kidneys. Like,
the biggest sign of
and
kidneys.
then the bloating. And
like it was fluid retention,
and pain in there. Like it's, you know, I've like, if anybody has had like kidney issues, you know, like it's no joke. Like that shit'll fuck you up.
Seriously. Oh, and she, I forgot to mention, she also like couldn't go to the bathroom for like weeks.
Yeah. See, and that should be, that's
not
such a
the flu.
clear indication that your kidneys are not functioning properly.
Right.
That's the first thing is like, yeah, you can't pee because that's you need your kidneys for that.
Right, because your kidneys are retaining
Pretty vital.
the urine, which is then
Pretty
like,
vital for like
building
peeing.
up. Yeah, it's horrific.
Oy.
But I did promise you some hauntings. So
You did.
I already gave you potentially a murder ? Let's get into
questionable
the haunting.
death.
So it would be another 26 years before Jay Sebring bought the house where Jean and Paul had lived together.
Oh, wow.
The one where Paul had died. Mm-hmm. Now, if that name sounds familiar, that is
Sure
because
does.
Jay was one of the people killed the night that Charles Manson sent Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, Linda Kasabian, and Tex Watson to Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski's home. Now, before Sharon had married Roman Polanski, she and Jay had actually been dating.
Oh, yeah. I remember that being part of the whole thing.
Yeah, like they were like really good friends. And a lot of people actually think that she was planning on divorcing Roman. And a lot of people thought that she would have gone back to Jay had
Because
that
they
happened.
were so good together.
They were really great together. This whole thing is just so tragic.
Tragic, yeah.
Now, when they were together, it was during the time where Jay lived in Jean Harlow's former home, the one where Paul Bern had died. Now, Sharon Tate spent a good amount of time there, and in later years, she did a few interviews where she basically said the place was haunted as fuck. And in one of the interviews, she was speaking with Dick Kleiner of Fate magazine, which is like a very like, it's about like ghosts and the paranormal and psychic experiences.
Cool.
And so she was talking to this man up for that magazine, and she said she felt like while she was staying there, she had had a premonition of her own death.
Ooh.
So one night she was in Jay's bedroom trying to sleep, and he was away. But she just like couldn't relax in the room, and she just had this feeling that something was off. She said that she was somewhere in between like a sleeping state and an awake state. Like I kind of know what she means by that.
Yeah. I think everybody's been there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And she described the whole thing as being like a dream. But at some point she got up to turn on the light because she kept hearing noises, and she felt like having the light on would just make her feel better. Mm-hmm. As soon as she turned on the light, though, she saw what she described as a creepy little man who looked a lot like Paul Bern to her. And she said that he was moving all about the room, like bumping into shit, like he didn't notice that she was there, but he was like rummaging through the room and it was freaking her the fuck out.
What?
So she put on a robe and slipped into the hallway and like started running down the stairs. But on her way down, making her way down the stairs, she saw a figure tied to the staircase with its throat slashed open. And she said she couldn't make out exactly who the figure was, but she swore that it was either her or Jay.
Oh my God.
Yup.
And she like explained this in an interview?
Yeah, I'll link the magazine where...
Holy
Exactly.
shit. That is really scary.
Really scary.
Considering what happens later. I mean, this would be scary no matter what.
Oh,
but
it only gets scarier.
Considering what happens later, this is like wild.
It's crazy. And she said it was like a premonition.
Whoa.
So she made her way past the figure and then she went down into the room where she was pretty sure that Jay kept the alcohol because she was like, I need a drink. Like, fuck this.
Whoa.
Now, it was this kind of like hidden liquor cabinet thing. And she knew that this was where he kept the alcohol, but she was like, where is it? Like, and she kept saying like she felt compelled to do certain things or like heard a voice telling her to do certain things. So to reveal this liquor cabinet, she had to pull a book out of a shelf and press a button for the bar to spin out.
That's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Because the house had the feature because it was built during Prohibition.
That's so fucking cool.
How cool is that?
Like, I'm sorry, I want that.
I literally
That's awesome.
need that. So she figured that out. She had the drink and she settled down a bit while she was down there. And also that room was called the playroom, which I just love.
Wow.
Because it's just like the drink room.
The drink room.
It's like the bar. But she said she had the drink, she settled down and she was like, am I dreaming? And she was like pinching herself the whole time. And she was like, I couldn't feel it. And she remembered something inside of her, though, told her to rip a little piece of wallpaper off the wall before she went back upstairs to bed. So she did. And then she walked right past the figure again, which she said now was gushing blood. She just like walked right by it.
Oh my God.
She walked
what the fuck is going on right now?
She walked past the creepy little man and she went to sleep. Like
Just walk past the creepy little man and the
I
dead
think
body?
she probably had like a drink or three.
Yeah.
Because like I don't blame her. Like I would have
yeah.
gotten wasted at that moment.
Like, what are you supposed
Like,
to do?
Shit on the floor. Like,
Yeah.
Get out of here. So when she woke up in the morning, Jay like came in and was like, oh, like, how was your night? Like, are you okay? Because he was in New York, I
How's
guess.
your night? Are you okay? No.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't say like, are you okay?
I
But
am
he was
not.
like, how's your night? Because he had been in New York the previous night for work. And so she's sitting there in the room and she's telling him all about this crazy dream that she had, aka nightmare. And she told him like the little detail about the wallpaper. She told him all of it. So they were done chatting about this terrible experience and they went downstairs and they realized that there were a few scraps of wallpaper on the floor and the drink cabinet was still out. So in that moment, she realized that the entire thing had actually happened.
She was actually down there. Like, actually ripped that
She had
wallpaper.
actually seen all the things she thought she saw. And she said it was the only, like, psychic experience like that or, like, ghost experience that she'd ever had in her entire life.
Wow.
Now, she apparently did this interview just a year before the Manson family broke into the house that she rented with Roman Polanski.
Oh my God.
So if you haven't listened to, and if you don't know anything about this, I'm just going to give you like a quick overview. The Manson family broke into the house, killed Sharon Tate, her unborn baby. She was 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh, that kills me.
They killed Jay Sebring, Abigail Folger, who was an heiress to the Folgers.
Yep.
Coffee, like
Fortune.
Fortune, thank you. They killed Wojciech Frykowski and Stephen Parent, who was just like a friend of someone
outside.
living in the guest house. Now, strangely enough, Sharon and Roman's house was also in Benedict Canyon, and it was not very far from the Jean Harlow Jay Sebring home.
Wow.
It was like not very far at all. So Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski's home was at 10050. Should have looked up how to say that.
I think it's
forgot.
CLO Drive.
CLO.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower, oh my God,
Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70.
Low drive.
Yeah.
It is. We had to pause already because I was like, I don't know how to say that ever. And then I was like, fuck. CLO drive. So it saw its fair share of occupants before it was destroyed along with the guest house in later years. Rudolph Altobelli, who owned the house, and he was the one who rented it out to Sharon and Roman, he moved into the house not long after the murders, and he said that it felt safe, secure, loved, and beauty.
And beauty.
It
felt beauty.
It felt beauty. Listen, it's a direct
There you
quote.
go.
Now, the last person who lived in the house was Trent Reznor from this band called Nin.
Called Nin.
Nin? Yeah, I think
if you
that's
ask
what it is.
Ash, it's called Nin.
If you haven't listened to the listener tales,
We love a Trent Reznor.
sometimes I made an accident with that.
Sometimes I made an accident.
Sometimes I had an accident with that word.
You'll never live down Nin.
Never ever. So
Ever.
I'm just diving into it.
Hell yeah.
But he actually lived in that house until he met Sharon Tate's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to him, like, do you think you're kind of exploiting my sister's death? And because while he was living there, Nin had actually filmed the music. I'm just going to continue because, like, I already did it.
I can't.
They actually filmed the music video for Gave Up, which is a really cool music video.
Yeah.
And they called the recording studio Pig or La Pig.
Yeah, they were definitely leaning into the spookiness of that it was a crime scene.
Exactly. Now, Trent said it was really the first time that he'd thought about the whole thing. And at first he was like, no, I'm not exploiting her death by living there. But that night he actually went home and cried, he said. And then he said, when she was talking to me, I realized for the first time, what if that was my sister?
Yeah.
I thought, fuck Charlie Manson. I don't want to be looked at as a guy who supports serial killer bullshit.
Hell yeah.
I went home and I cried that night. It made me see there's another side to things, you know? It's one thing to go around with your dick swinging in the wind, acting like it doesn't matter. But when you understand the repercussions that are felt, that's what sobered me up. Realizing that what balances out the appeal of the lawlessness and the lack of morality and that whole thing is the other end of it. The victims who don't deserve that.
To see, and sometimes, like, you know what? Good for him for admitting, like, I didn't think about it. Like, I was being ignorant to it, and I was thinking about this is spooky and whoa, this is a crime scene and all that. And sometimes it's hard you need to be confronted with the real.
You definitely do.
With the real shit on the other end. And, like, her sister being like,
you think you're exploiting
that's
that?
literally my sister. And it's like, oh.
And like obviously it shouldn't take that for you to realize it, but that does happen.
I'm glad that he, like, it's big of him to admit that he wasn't thinking about it.
I think so too.
And that did change him.
Exactly.
Because no matter what, it's even like cause you know, I always think of like victims, and we always try to make sure that we are telling their story more than the killers. And it's like, but just talking to family members of victims, like talking to Molly Bish's sister and talking to Sarah Turney and talking to anybody who has been touched like firsthand by
Maddie
it.
Clifton's sister.
Maddie Clifton's like, it will, even if you feel like you are doing the best that you can to like
you can always do better.
When you talk to a victim's family member, it all of a sudden takes you into like, no, I could do better. Like, even if you feel like you're doing better, you're like, well, fuck. What else can I do? Like,
exactly.
It really does. It changes you. So, like, I'm glad that he came out and said that.
I thought it was really cool. And I think it's cool to be able to admit when you fucked up or then be like, yeah, like, and I grew from it.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that he said, like, it's, you know, you can have your dick swinging in the wind. That's a really funny way to say it.
It's true, though. Like, he sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Alvin Weintraub had the house demolished actually in 1995, and they built a new home on the property that he decided to name Villa Bella.
Oh, I love that.
Which is nice. And he also got a new address for the place, which
it's probably smart.
I'm not going to say because like you can find
because the whole point
is that it's a new address. But Trent actually took the front door to just like have like, he lived there. So he wanted some kind of memory, I guess. And he had it for a while, and then it got sold to he used it for like a recording studio in New Orleans. And then when they left that music studio, somebody bought the building, and then this random guy from like New Orleans has the door now.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's interesting that it just like made its way to New Orleans.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I thought so too. Now, as for the Jean Harlow J. Sebring house, some people say that there were 2 more suicides that happened in the house between the time that Paul Bern died and when J. Sebring bought the home.
Oh.
And that 2 people drowned in the pool.
Oh,
so
wow.
4 more deaths.
Holy shit.
I couldn't find any names or dates to substantiate that, so I do kind of wonder if it's like
just lore.
That's literally what I said, like part of the lore. But people reference it in like almost every source that you find about the house.
Interesting.
Now, after Jay was killed, his parents sold the house to a doctor and his wife. And as far as I can tell, they still own the house. I didn't find anything to say that it's been sold since then. But sometimes people obsessed with the Manson family will trespass. One time, the owner caught 2 people who were like Manson obsessed, he said, in a car in his driveway having sex.
Ew.
And he was like, yeah, you can get the fuck out of here.
That's fucked up.
Like, don't go to other people's homes and do that shit.
Yeah, that's
like
really
you
fucked
think
up.
that
That's somebody's
interesting.
house. Like, they're living there.
It's also just like, what the fuck?
Ew.
But actually, there was a guest house on the property too, and it was eventually made into its own property. And in 2013, it sold for $995,000.
Huh. Interesting.
So that is the tale of Jean Harlow and Paul Bern and their haunted ass house.
Wow, and I had no idea that it would connect back to the Manson family.
Neither did I.
That's a wild twist I didn't see coming.
Crazy, isn't it?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It truly is.
Wow, Jean Harlow. Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
But I thought this whole thing, I was like, wow, this was a fucking whirlwind.
It's like Betty Page when you covered that one. All of a sudden I was like, what?
You're like, where's the true crime in that? And I was like, oh, let me tell you all about it.
You shock me each time with these Hollywood ones. I'm like, oh, cool, fun, Hollywood. And then you go through it and I'm like, God, what?
You're like, Hollywood? And I'm like, Hollywood?
Hollywood? How many times I gotta tell you my name
ain't already no more. It's ice. Ice. This is ice. Bye.
Guys, go watch Hocus Pocus.
Imagine if we were just like, okay,
bye. Bye. You gotta watch Hocus Pocus. It's the season.
'Tis the season to be spooky.
You gotta do it.
Boo 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 boo. All right. Well, as always, we hope you keep listening,
and we hope you
keep
it weird.
Not as weird as the Manson family, like literally ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. don't even go to like the boundaries of that weird.
Oh, and not so weird that you have 2 whole ass wives.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't have 2 whole ass wives or lives.
And that you're like sneaking around and doing all that bad stuff.
It's fucked up.
It's a lot.
The end.
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast.
Do you remember in school when your teacher had a favorite of everything? A favorite marker, a favorite element, and yes, even a favorite student? Who wasn't me, so let's move on. I want to talk about their real favorite thing. Kleenex tissues. According to teacher lists, Kleenex is the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. They're silky soft, help prevent skin irritation. And now, with Kleenex Snap and Go, you can take them anywhere. Stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.